you're talking, I can't hear you.
I have not. I think we're live.
We are.
All right. We are live. Well, ladies, gentlemen, whatever else, welcome. You are listening to Just My Two Cents. This is not a test. I want to welcome everyone to what is a very, very special episode and the return of TC's Entertainment Center. It has been a long time since I've done one of these streams, and even longer since I've had a guest on this show. I feel honored and privileged to bring to you a man that needs no introduction, so I'm not going to waste your fucking time with it. You know who this dude is, and if you don't, I give you the one and only Aaron the Dog. Thank you so much for being here with me. How are you doing today, my friend?
Oh, I'm great, man. Enjoyed the little break from MMA for those who follow me over there. But I don't ever take a break from movies. Movies don't disappoint, and particularly the horror genre. Very excited to talk both 2023 movies and horror movies with us getting close to October. And I appreciate being your first guest in a very long time. Hopefully, we get to do many more of these because I can never stop talking movies. It's my number one passion, and I can talk it with any time, and I'm excited to talk about it with you for the first time.
Well, dude, you are singing my song, brother, and you are just pulling at my heartstrings. Cannot say it better myself. This is like you said, movies, like they never really stop, and you can always go back and watch the classics. And it is so much better than, like you said, the current iteration of the UFC. But yeah, man, thanks for being here with me. I've been wanting to like talk movies with you properly, and I've been wanting to do another one of these like streams. So yeah, I had a couple things lined up, ran them by you. We seem to be like kind of on the same page, and we have a great show lined up for you, gentlemen. Please smash the like button as you come into the building. So yeah, like real quick, like not to like put you on the spot or like interview you necessarily, but I did want to ask you one thing, and it's kind of just a general like question, like when did you know? When did you know that you like loved movies and it was more than just some like, oh yeah, I watched this fucking movie? Like when were you like, no, I'm about this shit? Like when would you say you realized that?
I know the exact movie, and I was probably 5-6 years old. It was Terminator 2. When I saw Terminator 2, yeah, everything kind of changed for me, and particularly when I saw the T-1000 melt into liquid metal. I got really into Arnold Schwarzenegger. He would be my entry, I think, into movies, if I'm being honest. I really couldn't get enough of just discovering movies. We went to a video store all the time as a kid. I was always the person bringing 3 or 4 movies to the sleepover. I love video games also, but I was always like the one trying to get the movies played. And then just as I got older, there became more and more people who kind of shared my love. I grew up watching Siskel and Ebert. I would go to it's kind of always been a passion of mine. Transferred into trivia, movie trivia, which is actually the event where I met my fiance for the first time in Brooklyn, New York. We were watching other people do movie trivia that night. And yeah, Aaron the Dog MMA you can subscribe to, but the channel that I'd rather plug today is my movie channel. And it's a new movie channel I just started with my fiance and a good friend of mine, John Marr, and it's called Why We Love Horror. And the whole idea behind this is it's Why We Love Horror. What up, General? One of the first subscribers to the channel, by the way, General Alex Ramirez. Why We Love Horror is basically each week we're going to go through new releases in horror. We'll talk about other subjects in horror, such as different countries of horror, different decades, and we just have open discussions. We also have trivia over there. But yeah, it's just overall like it just morphed from one love to another. And I mean, meeting my fiance at a movie trivia event, you know, during the pandemic, I got really into movie trivia because we couldn't go anywhere. So I met people from all over the world because of that. And it's just continued to grow. There's an unlimited amount of movies. And the best part is the best movies, a lot of them have probably already came out. I'll talk about it during our countdown, but the 70s is my favorite decade of film. I think the 70s is by far the best. And yeah, it's just always it's never disappointed. I have plenty of movies I don't like, but that's okay. Like there's always another movie. And there's just so much to get out of them. You can dig as far or as little into them. And yeah, I mean, I love talking about them. I'll talk about them with anybody. My Twitter, I never tweet about MMA. It's pretty much always about movies. So yeah, it's kind of my number one like passion here in life, if I'm being honest.
Like, were we like separated at birth or something? Because
I'm pretty sure we're related.
Not only is Terminator 2, T2 Judgment Day is still one of my stone cold all time, all genre, across any spectrum of film, top three
perfect movie.
in any list or anything. And
yeah,
dude, that is for me personally as well. Terminator 2. I remember we were at like I can't remember what the holiday was, but it was like a party, like a holiday party. And it was like I think I was like 8 or 9 maybe. And someone had rented Terminator 2. And like there's all this shit going on, all this like party shit. They were like kids my own age playing and shit. And they put on Terminator 2, and dude, I was fucking locked in.
Yeah.
I did a stream on this channel. I think it's still up, where I watched Terminator 2 live and just did like live commentary, just like live reactions to like what I thought and like, you know, what I thought about each scene, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, man, Terminator 2 is definitely like for me, one of the movies that was like, I love this shit. Point Break was another one for me. I watched that at a very, very young age, pretty much right after it came out. And it's one of my favorite movies for that reason too. And Breakfast Club is the same. Like I saw Breakfast Club and Point Break and T2 like probably way before I should have. But yeah, it was that did it for me. So that's awesome, man. And that's so fucking cool that you met your fiance at a movie trivia thing. That's really fucking pretty awesome. Kind of like destiny for sure.
Yeah, no question about it. Yeah, and the fact that she has great taste in movies. Like a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't really care if my partner likes movies or not. And people who don't love movies, good for them. They can whatever. But for me, like it wasn't exactly like a deal maker, but it definitely would have been difficult if she didn't understand why I need to watch movies, because I need to watch them. They help me. They help me more than anything I can think of, honestly. So I don't have a problem saying that. Movie. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, it's whatever. It's just movies." But you know,
bullshit. It's therapy, man.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, shout out to you, Alex.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to my homie, dude.
The only person who spells my name wrong every time, and I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah.
Dude, yeah. So, man, this is like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and this is like no better time than the present. So fuck it, let's do this. We had I've obviously talked with you about this backstage, but we have I think a nice little show lined up for you guys. And I had asked you something that you like. I was like, what do you want to make sure that we talk about? And the first thing you said was 2023 movies. I think that makes sense too. It's the most topical. It's the most relevant. It's like, you know, for anyone that's like a movie head or likes movies, like, yeah, there's movies still going on this year. There have been some awesome movies this year. I actually haven't seen that many. Like there's a ton of movies. Well, not a ton, but like at least 10 to 12 that are on my watch list. And I'm going to be really excited to hear if some of your favorite 2023 movies are going to be on that list. I have a feeling at least one of them might, but I guess that's kind of where we should start. Like that's kind of the first thing that I had lined up was best movies of 2023 in particular, like both of our top three. And I kind of wanted you to kick this off, dude. Like I said, I got a bunch of movies on my watch list, and like I want to see if I can add some more. And yeah, dude, I kind of wanted you to bless the people with what you thought was kind of the cream of the crop for this year. So with that being said, I'll just let you take them away. Like spend as much or as little time as you want counting these down. I will add them to the banners. You know.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna first of all cheat. We had our top three, but I have 24 movies that I've rated a 4.5 or better on Letterboxd.
Do it.
Which, by the way, if you're not a Letterboxd fan, if you're not on Letterboxd, Letterboxd, it's a place where you can track all your movies, rate them, follow other people. It's my favorite social media platform, to be honest, because it's all movies and like you can make lists, everything like that. It's addicting once you get started on it. So I'm not going to go through all 24 of the movies that I have rated 4.5 or higher out of 5 stars, but a couple of the horror ones that didn't make the list. One of them is called Birth Rebirth, and it's birth/rebirth. This is basically a Frankenstein take on a mother and daughter. And this movie, not directed by a well-known director at all, Laura Moss. I think she's done like 1 or 2 other movies. And it's just about a single mother and a childless morgue technician bound together by a relationship to reanimate the dead. So this movie just really, really like an ethical nightmare and really interesting. But I want to mention that, in Wrath of Becky is the other one I want to mention. Now, Wrath of Becky is the sequel to Becky, which starred Kevin James and what's the girl's name? Lulu Wilson. So Kevin James plays like a skinhead who's invading this house trying to kill this little girl. It's like a horror take on Home Alone, basically. First one was all right. This one, The Wrath of Becky, absolutely crazy. Goes completely off the rails. Sean William Scott, a.k.a. Hitler, plays like the main asshole in this one. And Becky's now 16. Check out Becky if you can. Both Becky and Wrath of Becky, they're very well worth watching. It's on Paramount Plus if you have it. So those two are my horror.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Sorry, not to cut you off. So Becky is the first one, and Wrath of Becky is the second. Is it
yep,
first and
exactly.
sequel?
Yeah, and I would say watch.
And did I do
yeah, that's right.
Did I do the birth and rebirth thing right?
Yep, perfect.
Okay,
but yeah, cool. There's tons of other good movies out there. I won't spend too much time talking about them, but if you were raised on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, check out Turtles Mutant Mayhem. That is an awesome movie. Really great animation there. And Bottoms is the other honorable mention. Bottoms is basically a lesbian comedy movie about a fight club that girls start at their high school, and just kind of does what I think Barbie was trying to do, which was like make a big statement about the patriarchy and kind of things like that, but in a much better way. And it's actually funny. So check those out. Those are all very, very good movies. My top 3, it's really, really tough to pick 3, but my number 3 choice is a movie that I was expecting to like decently, not expecting to like as much as I did. I like Christopher Nolan, not as much as a lot of people. I think he's good, but Oppenheimer, that was just a next level experience. I saw this in the movie theater. I saw this at IMAX. It is a nearly 3-hour biopic, or over 3 hours, about J. Robert Oppenheimer, the guy who invented the nuclear bomb. And it just shifts back in perspective. It goes through a bunch of different time periods with him. And it's just like a really kind of amazing mental character study of what the guy who created the nuclear bomb was going through during, before, and after the bomb went off. There's a lot of talking, but never is this a boring movie. It's The Trinity sequence showing the bomb being tested is still one of the most amazing sequences you'll ever see. The sound and the acting of everybody, especially Cillian Murphy, absolutely kills it in this movie. But yeah, I think it's Christopher Nolan's best, and really, really like that one. So that would be my number 3.
That's number 3 for you, Oppenheimer.
Yes.
All right. I was hoping that I would hear that warms my heart to hear that Oppenheimer is so highly thought of by a man whose taste in movies I respect as much as yours. So that is fucking awesome. I love Cillian Murphy. So you say you think it's Nolan's best? That is a bold claim, but I can see it too. It looks like kind of might be his piece de resistance.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he held enough of himself back while making the movie really unique at the same point, which he's always going to do with his movies. And again, there might be some. I haven't talked to many people who don't have this as one of their highest rated Nolan, if nothing else. Maybe it's not everybody's favorite, but yeah, Oppenheimer, it delivered. I think it's going to win a ton of Oscars, which I don't really care about, but at the same point, it's not a bad sign either. So yeah, Oppenheimer is my number 3.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Of course.
What if you were, I think the Academy is bullshit too, and I don't respect it or care about it. I actually made my own award show last year for the movies I thought were best. If you were, though, let's just say hypothetically you were a voter, would you give Cillian or Cillian Murphy an Oscar nomination and or the award?
He should win it. There's no doubt about it. He should win it.
Yes.
Like
I love that dude.
This guy is in nearly every scene of the movie too, since it's from his perspective. And when it does an interesting thing where it switches from black and white to color quite a bit. When it's in black and white, that's the objective historical records of what happened. And then when it's in color, it's supposed to be what would have been from his perspective. So there is a reason for that, and that's kind of a little Nolan charm there. But yeah, I mean, Cillian should win. I can't imagine anybody else winning Best Actor. Honestly, that would even the Oscars won't screw this up.
I hope not, man. Because like I said, I think it's bullshit too. But he fucking deserves it, man. That dude is a great actor, and a lot of his work. I mean, like the heads know what's up, but like sometimes it gets overlooked by some of the critics, and like I would love to see him get one for him for his like career.
Yeah, I think
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so that's my number 3. My number 2, both these movies I love. Number 2, also a horror movie. It is from my favorite director, David Cronenberg's son, Brandon Cronenberg. And if you haven't watched a David Cronenberg movie, what are you doing? Go watch The Fly. Go watch Dead Ringers. Go watch any David Cronenberg movie. Videodrome. Any Cronenberg.
Videodrome.
Videodrome's amazing. Brandon Cronenberg the talent has just transferred over. I don't get it. This dude has only come out with, I believe, 3 movies at this point. Possession and Antiviral.
It's his DNA, bro. It's in his DNA.
Yep. Literally. Possession is a banger. Antiviral is weird, but it's still a banger. And Infinity Pool is the name of this one. And this is basically about 2 people on vacation to what appears to be a perfect like island, and basically gets into a position where this island's tourism is based on catching the tourists doing shitty shit, tourists with a lot of money, and then saying you can either make a clone and one of you gets executed. You don't know which one. This clone will be identical to you in every way. And the clone watches the execution, or you watch the execution. You don't know which one is you, and then you're free, but you have to pay to become free. And this movie it gets absolutely ridiculous. It's all about kind of hedonism and violence and this culture that they're in that they can't get out of. It's a movie where less that's known is better, but Alexander Skarsgård's in it. And Mia Goth. Mia Goth is one of my favorite actresses working today. She is absolutely crazy. I'll be talking about a few more of her movies later on, but she has just great taste in selection of movies. She's been in A Cure for Wellness, one of my favorite kind of weird movies from the last few years, Suspiria remake, which is great. She just has excellent taste, and yeah, it's just one of these. It's just one of these movies that really sticks with you. Wild ride, start to finish. Here, you do not know, the visuals are just absolutely pure Cronenberg too. I mean, he uses a lot of practical effects too, which I appreciate. And it's just a very simple premise that is just executed really perfectly. I've seen this twice now. And it just moves up with each watch for me. So, yeah, Infinity Pool is a great watch. I think that one is available on Hulu. It is, so decently
Okay.
widely available movie there. But yeah, just a wild movie that I don't want to reveal too much to anybody who hasn't seen it. But
Well,
it
no,
deals
no,
with kind of clones and identity, and it's just a super good time.
that is awesome. I am adding. Let me add that to my watch list right fucking now, without delay. Yeah, updated watch list. Let me put the rest of these on there. Okay, so birth/rebirth, right?
Yep.
Birth,
Great haul.
rebirth. Becky and Becky, Wrath of Becky. Oppenheimer's already on there. And let's see. Did you Barbenheimer? While we're on the subject, did you do the double feature?
We did Barbenheimer, and I did not like Barbie at all. I was expecting to like Barbie quite a bit more. It was just kind of like being talked at about a bunch of shit I already kind of understood about women, things like that. So, like, I was just like, oh,
Right.
this could.
I get the subversion.
Right. And it was just like, yeah, it was pretty whack. And Will Ferrell has lost his fastball so hard, and he's in the movie, and I'm just like, why is he here? It looked really good, but yeah, I was actually expecting to like Barbie more than Oppenheimer that day. So we started with Oppenheimer and ended with Barbie, and I ended on not a great note. I did not care for Barbie. Like,
Damn, well, that's disappointing, man. Because I thought that I kind of had a feeling that Oppenheimer would be awesome,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like hearing you talk like laud it like that is like I'm really excited to see it. But I was kind of pumped for Barbie too, man. I was like, it looked like kind of fun, like they were like I said, like subverting all the bullshit, the marketing,
I just
like
thought it was gonna be smarter
corporatism, whatever. Yeah, dude, that sucks, man. That's kind of disappointing. Fuck. Well,
yeah,
taking that off.
It was a bummer. Yeah, hey, Infinity Pool, I would describe more, but I don't want to ruin the experience for anybody.
So, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And I'll just say right now, like, I'm gonna try my best not to do spoilers. So, like, spoiler alert, just in case. But I'm gonna try and keep this as spoiler free as possible. And I appreciate you doing that as well. Can I ask you this? Yeah. I've seen Possessor. I fucking loved it. I thought it was insane. It has not. I will not be able to take some of those images out of my head. I thought it was like I can't say it was all tastefully violent, but it was like, good night. This is pushing the envelope. This is like almost unnecessarily violent, but I will never forget it. I thought it was awesome. How would you how would you compare Infinity Pool to Possessor?
A lot of the visuals are not similar. I would say similar while not copying each other. They again, like, there's kind of that melting wax action sometimes in like some psychedelic kind of practical imagery. The more drugs you do with this movie, the better it will go. You'll be repeating lines that Mia Goth screams in this movie, and like there's like Peter Sarsgaard plays like a failed author, and like there's just a part
I love Sarsgaard too, man. I'm a sucker for Peter Sarsgaard. Sorry. Go ahead.
He's so good in this movie. And there's a part that's like honestly like one of the saddest parts of the movie, like without spoiling, it really doesn't spoil, is she's like, oh, I've read your book. And then he was so excited about it, and later in the movie she reveals I didn't read your book. And he's like so sad when he finally thought he had like a fan of his work. And he's like, oh, like, and there's so much worse shit that happens than that. But it's funny how that affects the character. That's kind of the type of character Peter Sarsgaard in the movie, which reminds me a lot of the grifters in the MMA Twitter world, honestly. So, yeah, just without getting on a rant there.
Art
but,
imitates life, or is it life imitating art?
Yeah, exactly. That's another beauty of movies is you don't have to answer if it's chicken or the egg. But yeah, Infinity Pool, great movie. Not as long as Oppenheimer, but my number one movie is another 3-hour movie. And this movie is gratuitous. It is hard to watch, anxiety ridden, just like adventure into like Alice in Wonderland anxiety edition almost by one of the best directors in the world right now. He's made two incredible, perfect classics in horror in Midsommar and Hereditary. That is Ari Aster, also known as Ari Master to me, and it is Beau is Afraid. And starring Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix plays Beau Wasserman. He gets a call that his mother has died, and he has to make a trip across basically the country, and everything is through his Beau's perspective. And Beau is an extremely anxious fella. And without getting too personal, I've had a lot of anxiety in my life, and this is pretty much a spot on. And Ari Aster clearly has had a lot of anxiety in his life. This is a spot on representation of how someone with anxiety translates what's happening in their life. There's one point where he has to take his medication. He takes it with juice. It says to take it with water, and he freaks out like he's gonna die. Goes across the street to try to get water. As he's going across the street, the way he sees the world, there's just like explosions going on everywhere, like crazy people. There's like this stabber guy, I forgot his name, and like it's just basically an anxiety wasteland, horrific movie, but it's so like accurate and authentic to what anxiety is. And anxiety is gratuitous, it is over the top. This movie, it goes on for 3 hours. A lot of people are like, oh, it should have stopped after 2. It's just there too long. But I don't care, man. This movie is perfectly imperfect, but it is just like it's one of the movies where if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. And for the people who don't get it, congratulations to them. They have a much better fucking sense of, peace of mind than I do. But for the rest of the world, they're going to get quite a bit out of this movie. And it's got the Jewish mother aspect to it. It's just like very relatable, and not just to me, I think to a lot of people. And I honestly, Joaquin and Cillian Murphy, two best performances by a landslide this year. And I do hope both get recognized in some sense or another. But yeah, Ari Aster, very anxious individual if you have seen any of his movies. And this movie is no exception. I absolutely love this film studio, A24. And this is an A24 movie. And it's just what I love about A24 is they let their directors, their artists make the movies they want to make. This was the movie that Ari Aster wanted to make. There was little to no studio interference. I can't imagine with this movie either. And I'm glad. It's just, Beau is Afraid. It's a perfect example. And, again, for the people who don't get it, congratulations. It's an exhausting experience, but in a great way. I love this movie. It probably is in my top 25 of all time. And I don't use that lightly, but this is it's just incredible. It's got so many different types of film uses in it. There's like a stop motion animated section of the movie. It's just basically all about how your parents will fuck you up and anxiety will fuck you up. And it just was it's confusing. It's like nothing else, but you got to be okay with it because I don't know, man. And if you have mommy issues, you're gonna have a little more out of this. but at the same point, you don't have to have those either. It's a movie that you're going to think about for a while afterwards. I consider it a horror movie, so it's my best horror movie of the year. And it's not really close.
Dude, that is awesome. Beau is Afraid is at the top of my watch list. There was another movie that was at the top of the watch list, but I watched it. Beau is Afraid. I do like Ari Aster. I liked Hereditary a lot more than Midsommar, although I will concede that Midsommar is a very well done, and it's a solid horror movie. But Hereditary literally gets the ending of Hereditary. I'll never be able to get that. Like kind of like Possessor, it's just like etched into my memory. Like and as far as like unsettling, and I struggle with anxiety myself, so I'm really looking forward to a movie that like appreciates that and is kind of like, you know, a movie made for the anxiety ridden. So man, I couldn't be more pumped now after hearing that. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
Well, dude, that is a fucking awesome top 3. I had Oppenheimer and Beau is Afraid on my watch list, and I've added Infinity Pool to that now. I will continue to do that as Aaron the dog blesses the stream with sick ass, dope ass Rex for the people. So that is Aaron's top 3. Got some honorable mentions, got some sick recommendations that like I said, I've added to my watch list. Shout out to the 3 people in the building. You are men, women, whatever of culture, and I applaud you. I fucking poetry, fingered, snap, clap you, whatever. So this is my top 3. I'm gonna go through it as quick as possible. I have precious little time with Aaron the dog today, and we will make sure to do this again, brother. I mean,
it'll be longer in the future.
This
is going to be this is our shortest stream ever. I'm sorry, I have another movie trivia.
No.
Otherwise, good. You know, I'd be here 3 hours.
Okay. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. That's sick. Okay. This is my top 3 that I've seen thus far. Like I said, I have not seen that many movies. I've seen less than 10, 20, 23 movies. I can say that for certain. But I have a top 3 and I have a couple honorable mentions. At least. Sorry, give me a second to go switch out the banners. Where is that the very last? Okay, there it is. Okay. All right. This is my top 3 honorable mentions. The first one is, where the fuck is it? God, host with the most my ass, host with the most bullshit coming out of his mouth. Let's see. Where the fuck is this? All right, use your brain. All right, this is the top 3 that I've seen so far. Honorable mentions. The first honorable mention, I did have this in my top 3, but I've seen a couple of movies recently that have pushed it out and forced it into the honorable mention category. But I will say I will give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10, which I consider enjoyable, like just solid, like just fun. It's just a fun, entertaining movie. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I give you my first honorable mention of 2023. Little D&D, little Dungeons and Dragons. I thought this was a very enjoyable one-off standalone fantasy. I love Chris Pine in a action comedy role. I think he fills both of those roles nicely. He's like light and funny enough with a sense of humor, but believable enough, just enough with the action star thing. And it's a nice little combo. I think he fills that role perfectly. I like the performances. I like the visuals. It was fun. I didn't have to think about it too hard. The world building was just like, okay, this is the world. Couple little backstories of whatever come together. Nice, crowd pleasing. Like I was pleasantly surprised by it. The wife and I watched it, and it was fun. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's an honorable mention. I enjoy. If you just want like spend 2 hours with the old lady or just bullshitting, and you like fantasy stuff, I gotta recommend D&D. I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Absolutely. Right. Good time. Just 2.5 hours. It's rare when a movie comes out like this actually works and doesn't feel like it's like trying to be an MCU movie. It was being its own thing. I love this one. Good
exactly, dude. And I saw it, and I was like, oh god, what the fuck is this? I was like, Dungeons and Dragons, Chris Pine. I was like, so yeah, that is my first honorable mention. My second honorable mention, again, 7.5, borderline 8. I thought it was solid. All of the movies in this franchise have been solid. I'm talking about the MCU, going back to the MCU, and I have enjoyed, like I said, all the movies in this franchise. And I'll just, without further ado, this is my other honorable mention. Again, 7.5. I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed all of them. I'm talking about GOTG 3. The only reason I don't have it higher is this. While it had some emotional like breadth and levity or whatever, like Guardians 2 did, it was a little more depressing. Like it was a little bit more of a downer. Like in the end, it was a satisfying conclusion. Like it was good, but it was a little depressing at parts of it. Whereas like, yeah, it was, the second one was emotional. It was a tearjerker. This one was a tearjerker too, but it was like, I don't know. And I guess maybe I'm a little like weary of the MCU in some ways, but I can't rate it lower than a 7.5. It's borderline 8. I do like Guardians of the Galaxy. The first Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best MCU movies to me. And this one is good too. If you like Guardians, you're going to like this one. High Evolutionary was a pretty decent villain. I liked it. 7.5. Another good, like, 2 hours.
Yeah, I agree. Guardians Volume 2 is my favorite MCU movie ever. So, to this day, I just love that movie. So, I think 3 was.
I actually shed tears watching that movie.
Yeah, when Father and Son came on, I became a blubbering mess in the theater, and I
lost it.
Yeah, I wasn't even into like the MCU at that point. So like at that point, I was like kind of skipping movies, and I just went to this with my Volume 2 with my brother. Yeah, Volume 2 is my favorite MCU. 3 is up there though, and yeah, I can rock some depression. So let's go.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So those are my honorable mentions, man. Number 3, let's breeze through these top 3. Like I said, if anybody is enjoying this, don't worry. This will not be the last time that me and this character are going to talk film, but we do have to wrap this up by 5:15. So I'm going to try and blast through these. Top 3. I have enjoyed every movie in this franchise. This is another franchise, but I liked it. I watched it very recently. It was nice to see it wrapped up, but it was enjoyable the whole way through. It's not kind of like Guardians. It's kind of rare that like all 3 or 4 or whatever of them are good. Well, that was true this time. I'm talking about John Wick 4. I saw the 4th one. I've liked all of them. Yes, the first one is the best to me, but like I'm going to have to say this one is the second best. It's close with 3, but there was just so many like fight scenes and gunfights and fist fights and sword fights, and like that they had the emotional impact with like Winston, the Bowery King, and like it was a nice way to wrap it up. Donnie Yen fucking kicked ass in it. He was amazing. I can't remember the Japanese actor, the dude from Last Samurai, but he was awesome in it. And yeah, it was good. Like I was worn out by the end of it, as I have been with some of the other ones, but it was good. It was a nice way to end it. John Wick 4 is my top 3. It makes it into the top 3. If you've liked the other ones, you're gonna like this one, and you probably just need to see it if you're a fan of the others.
Yeah, no, I actually watched all the John Wicks leading up to Chapter 4. I had seen the first one a while ago, and I was okay with it. I liked it a lot more the second time, and I actually liked the third one the most so far. Oh, and then I like the fourth. I'd say they're like almost improving. Two's not bad either. They're all very watchable. I have a feeling they're going to make another one. No spoilers, but this was too critically acclaimed for them to just leave it dead, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good, man. I liked it.
Yeah,
Dude,
Samurai.
3 is like sorry,
But
go ahead.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like 3 is maybe it's probably the recency bias, but 3 is up there for me, dude. 3 was like I was worn out after 3 because I felt like I had been through it with him. It was like that was nonstop. Like 3 was at a breakneck pace the whole time.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I felt like I could barely breathe after 3, but it kicks ass, man.
Yep.
All right,
Another
here's
like
number 2.
3 hour movie.
Yeah, another one. It was a long one, but it was satisfying. Yeah. You want to talk about satisfying? This is number 2 for me. We're fucking back to the MCU. Spoiler alert. This movie has been grossly underrated. There has not been a movie that I've been more pleasantly surprised with. Of all the MCU movies, this is going to be a hot take, and like some people won't agree with this. You might not agree with this. That's fine. But to me, this is one of the best ones I've seen in a while. I do not listen to the fucking critics on this one. They are out of their fucking minds. I loved the shit out of this movie. I saw it recently. Like I said, might be a little recency bias, but dude, this was fun. I loved it. Another movie that's had a franchise where this is the latest installment to me, knocks it out of the park. Number 2 for me, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I fucking loved Quantumania, dude. I watched it night before last. I loved Ant-Man. Let me just get that out of the way. I loved Ant-Man. I love Paul Rudd. I have since Clueless. Paul Rudd kills it. If you liked Ant-Man, you will like Quantumania. If you loved Ant-Man, you will love Quantumania. This is back to true form. I did not care for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought it was a dud. I thought it was a snoozer. That movie is overrated like a motherfucker. This movie is underrated like a motherfucker. Kang is a badass villain. Paul Rudd kills it. The stakes feel real. This feels more like a phase 1, phase 2 Marvel movie. I don't know what the critics are talking about. It's funny. There's good jokes. That I loved the world building. You didn't have to think too hard about it, but it still gives you some characters that like I said, the jokes are funny. Rudd always knocks it out of the park. Michelle Pfeiffer was really good in it. Dude, Michael Douglas has been killing it as Hank Pym. He's back in action. I was getting chills by the end of this, by like the final battle. I'm not going to spoil anything, but like if you want a Marvel movie that brings it back to the way it kind of used to feel before all the crazy bullshit, Quantumania. If you like drugs, dude, if you like taking some psychedelic drugs and smoking weed and shit, pack a fat one, twist a fatty, and watch Quantumania. Don't listen to the critics. This movie fucking rocks. Solid 8. I loved it. Quantumania killed it for me, man.
Finally a movie I haven't seen. I'll add it to the list now, but I've seen the other Ant-Mans, and I just assumed this was sucked after listening to critics. So interesting number 2. I'll check it out tonight.
Dude, it rocks, man. And it's another one where it's like, yeah, there's a little bit of world building, but you don't have to think too hard about it. It's like it's fun. It's like, again, like I said, the stakes feel real. It feels like Kang is awesome. Like I loved it, man. I loved it.
All right.
All right. Well, let me get through this one quick, and then we will get to some horror shit real quick, and then we will get the fuck up out of here. Aaron has got places to be, people to see, and I will be damned if I keep him from it. All right, number 1 for me. Number 1, here we go. I saw this movie last night. Aaron will probably not be shocked by this whatsoever. A lot of people won't be shocked by this. I'm I am an action movie junkie, and this tickled my taint. This checked all the boxes. I fucking love. This is my favorite movie that I've seen so far this year. I take nothing away from the others, but dude, it was too right up my alley. If you like action movies, if you like badass, sweet shit that is like well done, look no further. I give you motherfucking
Nice.
a word that cannot be translated, a Finnish word that cannot be translated. Dude, the guy, it's a grizzled old badass murking Nazis left, right, and center in a brutal, like, the death scenes are awesome. It's actually kind of realistic looking too. Like, this is,
Absolutely.
I could somewhat, like, yeah, it's
It's
a
based on a
movie,
real
but
guy.
like, it's well done. Yeah. Like, what's not to like?
This dude's John Wick's grandpa.
He is,
Like,
man.
it's literally
This is
John
like,
Wick's
yeah.
grandpa against Nazis.
There you go. There you have it.
Yeah. Great
That's
choice.
my top three.
Yeah,
And the honorable mentions.
Yeah, I love Sisu. It is great. Yeah, it's a new director. I believe he's only made like one or two other movies. 90 minutes in and out, and no fat.
Dude, I was going to say, I love that quick runtime, man. Hour and a half, bada bing, bada boom, satisfying as fuck. It was like, yeah, it's kind of like a little predictable, but I liked the choices that they made. And like, there was some little like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen quite like that. That was pretty fucking cool. I found myself saying that quite a bit. Like, it rocked, man. I loved it.
Yeah, no, great choice. And again, a movie that's not like over CGI'd. It's a lot of practical effects, which is the way to go.
I agree. I love the sound editing, the sound effects, the brutality of the kills are like, whoop, chef's kiss.
Great choice.
All right. Thank you, sir. And yours as well. I got some good ones that I added to my list. So, all right, that was 2023. Let's get horrific for the last 15 minutes. And let me get through my shit. Dude, we didn't do coming attractions, really. I'll just go ahead and quickly tell you my two, and then you can tell me any that you're excited about, or we'll maybe for like 2 seconds, we'll go back and forth real quick. The first one, and I guess for me, like, it's the most relevant. The fucking thing actually opens tomorrow. The more I see from trailers on this, the more I see from it, I am really, really excited about it. I may have to drag the old lady to it, but we'll see. I like everything that I've seen from this dude, and this just looks awesome. The anticipation just builds and builds. Opens tomorrow. I am talking about The Creator. I'm pumped for The Creator, man.
Nice. Are you gonna go into
Edwards. I like Godzilla. Yeah, dude, I like Godzilla. I loved Rogue One. It looks really good. It's getting really good reviews too, and I like John David Washington. He was good in Tenet. Like, I'm pumped for this fucking movie, man.
Yeah, no, this weekend is a great weekend in kind of a low-key weekend for new movies. This is one of the three I'm excited about for this weekend. Actually, there's 3 movies coming out this weekend I'm really excited about. I mean, just look at the Avatar right there. I mean, that is just like a beautiful image, and like I think kind of leads me to believe this could have some Blade Runner type of like kind of sci-fi vibes to it. I'm hoping with the direction they go. And the other cool part is movies are like getting like costing $200 million now, these MCU movies and shit. This movie cost $80 million to make. And it
what? Under 100 mil?
Yep.
Bro, this movie looks clean as fuck too. The CGI looks clean as fuck in this movie.
Exactly, because they use practical effects for a lot of it, so you actually can see what's in front of you. It's not just on some volume stage. And J. David Washington is great. Yeah, I agree with you completely on this one. I loved Godzilla 2016 as well. I don't
It was
understand.
good.
So good.
No shit. Yeah, it's 15 minutes too long. Who gives a fuck? It was awesome, man. I was on the edge of my fucking seat the whole time.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think Gareth is back with this one. I think that's a great choice. And I'll stick with a September 29th release as well, or coming out tomorrow. And this
Hit him with it.
This is a horror franchise. I have not missed one of these movies in the theater. I saw the first one when I was, I believe, like 14 years old, skipping high school, and it was like 2:30 on a Wednesday, and this was the only movie playing. I didn't even know what it was when I went to see it. It's the Saw franchise. Saw X comes out tomorrow. Return of Tobin Bell playing John Kramer. It takes place between Saws 1 and 2, and takes place in Mexico. I don't know much more about it. I avoid trailers. I avoid everything about it, but I'm not going to miss a Saw movie now. I've seen 9 of them in theaters. Make this number 10. Saw X, seeing it tomorrow night at 6 p.m. with my fiance, who's a huge horror fan. And yeah, these movies, they all rule. They all rule. I don't care what anybody says. I don't listen to anybody about these. I don't care what the critics say. Every single one of them rules. Some people are so ungrateful to be alive. Yeah, it's movies. These are great. Saw X is going to be no exception. And the other part I love about these movies is that they do the most with the least. This movie is a $10 million budget. $10 million. It's about to do $120 million.
God.
It's about to make like 12 times its money back. It doesn't need to be a $100 million movie. They
no
do it
shit.
all.
That's a popular franchise, dude. That will put butts in the seats.
And $10 million, that's how you make 10 movies that all get released in theaters. Is that you tell the studio, yo, look, you make 20 million, you made twice your money back. You make 120 million, you made 12 times your money back. If the movie costs $200 million and you put another $200 million into marketing, you're not making money until $500,000. And then you have to make $1 billion for it to mean anything.
You better believe it.
Saw
you think breaking even is going to cut it for some?
Yeah, no, breaking even doesn't cut it for the MCU.
Breaking even doesn't cut it for these big studios. They'll fucking drop your ass in a heartbeat.
$50 million won't be enough for them when they're spending $400 million. Saw X.
Hell fucking no, they're already Fuck yeah, dude, I love it. Add it to the list. All right, this is the last one for me. This is one that this is coming out soon too. So you're not gonna have to wait long for this. This is a movie that is going to have, I believe, a limited theatrical release, and then it's actually coming out on Netflix. So you're not gonna have to go anywhere. You can kick back and smoke or drink whatever you want and enjoy this in the comfort of your own home. This is one of my favorite directors of all time. I love this actor. This is another movie where it's just like, oh God, it's tickling all my taints. All the fucking genres that I like combined into one. One of my favorite directors, an actor that I really like. The more I was watching the trailer right before this, I watched the creator trailer and this trailer right before, and I was getting chills in both. Oh, I cannot wait for this movie. If it is not good, I don't know what I'm going to do, Aaron the dog. I just don't know, but it looks incredible. I can't imagine it's going to be shitty. This dude does not make shitty movies, period. But oh my God, I cannot wait for the motherfucking killer.
Ooh. Okay. I haven't seen
the killer.
I avoid
directed
trailers.
By David Fincher. This is a trailer. November 10th. I'm a sucker for Fincher. A neo-noir action thriller directed by David Fincher based off a graphic novel? Are you fucking kidding me? Sign me up last week. I'm not missing this for nothing. I'm going to be planted in the fucking seat. I'm going to be so ungodly high. I can't dude, this is a trailer too where, and I don't know if you feel this way or not, but I really don't like the over reveal of the trailer where I don't want to see the entire fucking movie in the trailer. This is like it's got the quick cut, like just quick little fucking images where like you get excited about it, but you don't really know what the fuck's going on. It's actually a well done trailer. Check it out. I would recommend it to anybody. This movie looks dope. It's based off a graphic novel, so it's going to be a cool, slick story. And Fincher is just like, oh, he is good for that kind of stuff. Can't wait.
Yeah, so I don't watch trailers for movies I know I'm going to see because of that reason. I don't trust marketing companies. I don't trust trailers. So I have yet to see the trailer for this movie due to simply that description of David Fincher neo noir. So I will be watching this.
I'll just tell you. Well,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go.
Well, I was just gonna say, I'll just like, it's awesome. It looks awesome though. Like it's. I hate trailers that reveal too much, but for this one, I was pleasantly surprised. Where it's like, I still don't know what the fuck's going on, but it just looks awesome, and I'm gonna see it regardless. So I'll say that dude, it looks sick.
Yeah. One more I'll bring up really quick, and then I'll just go through my 10 horror recommendations and not give a description. And then next time we'll check in to see which ones you've watched. But I won't give a description because we've realized we can't talk short. It never has happened. It's not going to happen now.
No,
but
can't do it.
Killers of a Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't need to say anything else. Like, Martin's the master. So that's the other big director who has a movie coming out next month, or it's coming out in October. So October 26th, I believe, or 20th. So yeah, Killers of a Flower Moon. Super pumped for that. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I love Martin Scorsese. So yeah, check that one out. And shout out to AMC A-List. It's why I see so many movies. You get 3 movies a week and you pay $20 a month. So that's why I've gone to so many movies in 2023 in the theaters. So shout out to them. But is it okay if I go into my 10 movies here?
Just do it. People don't need to hear my shit square horror takes. Let's hear from the.
So I'm just gonna give my list. I'm not gonna describe these too much, and then we'll put it into. I'll put it in the comments and everything, and then I'll talk to you about them next time you're on, whichever ones you want to talk about. Number 1, I'm cheating. Child's Play series. I'm rewatching it. Well, watching it with Abby for the first time. She's never seen them. I love each and every single one of these movies. They get hilarious and off the wall in the later editions. We just watched Seed of Chucky last night. I don't know how that movie got made, period, but they're all just such a good time. Like, seriously, see, if you've seen these, you know what I'm talking about. Redman and Jennifer Tilly are the stars of Seed of Chucky. I mean, it's just out of control. And then
I remember the trailers for that.
It's so great. And there's like a non-binary child. There's a non-binary child that Chucky and Tiffany have, a doll child. So they call him or her Glenn and Glenda. And this movie came out in 2004, and it's having all these discussions.
Ahead of its time.
Yeah, way ahead of its time. It's hilarious. So yeah, all of those, and the TV show is fantastic. All of it. Noah, you have to watch it. You'll love it. I promise you. It is hilarious how they deal with it. It's great. Trust me. Chucky is woke, but it's hilarious. Just watch it. Number 2, it's a new movie from this year, actually, and one that is just pure Halloween movie, and I'm sure it will be on one of the streaming services soon. It's called Cobweb. It's a horror fairy tale. Won't say much more than that. Number 3 is The Mist. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but God, do I love the ending because it's so horrible for all the characters. And some people really
the ending is so fucked up. The ending is so fucked up.
It saves it because the rest of this movie blew for me. But a lot of people like it, and I'm due a rewatch on it because I have a feeling I'm wrong on it. So number 4 is a combo, X and Pearl, A24's finest. They both came out the same year, both starring Mia Goth. Where I wear the X hat all the time. It says A World of Sin. These are just crazy old school One's a slasher, one's a crazy character piece from the 20s, Pearl being the character piece. Number 5 is Ma. Octavia Spencer plays a really lonely woman who tries to befriend a bunch of high schoolers by buying them alcohol and then thinks they're her friends. And then they're just like, we don't want to hang out with you, lady. And she goes crazy. So it's another hilarious yet horrific movie. And not enough people have seen it, but you've definitely seen Octavia Spencer's meme, at least, of her as Ma. It's great. She should have been nominated for an Oscar. Number 6, best horror comedy I've ever seen and one I was raised on, Idle Hands. Devin Sawa. Please tell me you've seen this movie. Okay, good.
Yeah, this movie, it has Santeria in it. Yeah.
And Offspring are the band who plays at like the prom. All right, last couple because I do have to go. Becky and Wrath of Becky, as I mentioned. The Wicker Man 1970 edition. That's what's behind me right here. That is Christopher Lee of
the original's great.
Yeah, the original, perfect movie. Possession, crazy, acid, like Kramer versus Kramer divorce breakup movie. And Freaky, another really good movie. It's on Hulu, horror comedy. Hate to wrap it up.
I've been wanting to see that dude with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, great movie. But those are my picks, and that's your homework for the week. And it is 5:15. So
okay, I gotta go real quick. Real quick, what was the one you said after Wicker Man?
After Wicker Man was Possession.
Possession, okay.
Yeah, not Possessor, cool. Possession. But
okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I know you gotta go. Thank you so much.
I promise I'll have more time next time.
We'll do it next week.
Thank you so much for having me on. I am AOFing out of here.
Peace, homie.
Peace out, man. I'll let you wrap it up, but I appreciate you having me on. Noah, you're the man. I miss talking MMA with you already. All right. I'll see you soon, brother.
Thank you, dude. I'll see you next week. Peace, homie.
Thank you, man.
There you have it. The one and only Aaron the dog. Let me get these his horror recommendations. Possession, and the last one was Freaky. Freaky has been on my watch list for a minute. I've been wanting to watch that with the missus. We've been talking about that for the last year or two. I just need to find out what streaming service is on. But this is Aaron the Dog's horror movie watch list. We're gonna be back next week doing this. I can already tell you, because he said he's sick of UFC for the time being, and I don't have anything to do on Wednesday, so. Yeah, looks like we'll be back next week. But yeah, I've seen the first Child's Play, but it's been a long time. So I'm definitely going to watch that. I have not seen Cobweb. I will watch that. I've seen The Mist. X and Pearl are both on my watch list. They're both on my horror watch list. So yeah, that matches up. Ma sounds vaguely familiar, but it's on the list. I've added Becky and Wrath of Becky. I have seen the original Wicker Man. It's awesome. It is pretty freaky, and like if cult like shit like that, like weird occult, like cultish, like brainwashing shit, if that kind of stuff freaks you out, then Wicker Man's good. Possession, I have not seen that, and I really want to see Freaky. That is awesome, man. So yeah, thank you once again to Aaron the dog. Shout out to him. Subscribe to his new horror channel, man. Why We Love Horror. He is doing it with his fiance and one of his homies, that channel. And yeah, I've subscribed to it already. Anxiously awaiting the content. Where is it? I know I made a banner already. God damn it. Yes, here we go. Aaron put it in the comments too, but yeah, so let me put his shit up real quick. I have put that channel, I've added that channel to it as well, but let me just put his stuff up. I think he might have mentioned Instagram too, but yeah, hit Aaron up and he can tell you where else to follow him, but I know you can get him on those too. Whenever he does come back to MMA or UFC or whatever, that is his YouTube channel for that. His new channel is Why We Love Horror. You can find him on X, Twitter, whatever, formerly known as Twitter, right there. Like he said, it is mostly just like movie shit and movie content stuff. And then Letterboxd, like you said, it is a great application for like recommendations and like movie reviews and stuff like that. I need to update. I have an account on there. It is just my 2 cents, but I haven't updated it in a while, and I've watched quite a few movies since I last did that. So yeah, man, shout out to my homie Aaron the dog. He knows what I look like now too. He's got dirt on me now. Aaron the dog's got some dirt on me. You see my damn face. So yeah, man. Nah, shout out to my dude. We'll do it again next week. It was a good time, man. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Check out these recommendations, man. That is a dude that really likes movies and has been watching them for at least 30 years. So, you know, and is a horror connoisseur, which I need to step my game up on that. I need some good recommendations. So that is, matter of fact, let me add these right now. My horror movie watch list. I will update them. I'll update them after. All right, so this is mine. These are mine. This is my horror movie watch list for 2023. Like I said, follow Aaron the dog once again. Yeah, before I do that, just a reminder, and I'll have this play, or I'll have this scrolling across the screen as I wrap things up as well. So Aaron's top 3. Let's see. Okay, his honorable mentions, like I said, I'm adding Birth, Rebirth, Wrath of Becky, and Bottoms to my watch list. I'm going to do that right now. But those were his honorable mentions. Apologies for the audio delay too to Aaron and anybody listening. It's my computer. It's doesn't have a super duper strong processor, and I know for a fact that that's why the Wi-Fi signal just doesn't come through very strong sometimes. But so sorry for any to Aaron and anybody that was listening if that was annoying. I'm gonna try and get it sorted before the next stream. So those are his top 3. Or those are his honorable mentions. You can see the top 3 up there, and I will now put them up there in bold. Edit, save. I'm glad that Oppenheimer was in the top. I want to see that movie really fucking badly. Infinity Pool as well. I remember hearing of its existence. I haven't seen the trailer, but I saw like the trailer thumbnail on YouTube a little while back, and saw Cronenberg, and I was like, But him speaking so highly of it, like, man, I gotta see that shit. Looks trippy. And definitely want to see Beau is Afraid. That's been at the top of my watch list. It was on my like that. Sisu was at the top of it, and Beau is Afraid was right next. What is it? Beau is Afraid. You're number 2. Cougar was number 1. Fucking Sisu lost it, turning his wings. You're number 1. Beau is Afraid. You're fucking number 1. So yeah, that is Aaron's number 1 rec. That is my number 1 on my watch list. So that's what's up. Let's see. Saw X coming out soon. Also, Killers of the Flower Moon, coming attraction. that one Aaron the Dog recommends. It looks good. It does look good. I'm sure it's going to be well done. Scorsese, DiCaprio, they make a good pair. My favorite with those two is with that combo is The Departed. The Departed is probably my favorite Scorsese. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but it is without question mine. So I'm looking forward to that. DiCaprio gives Martin typically his best work, and Scorsese has been kind of like one of the gold standards for directing, particularly the crime genre. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, yeah, I got some good horror shits to check out, man. And I've been wanting to watch Freaky, so that's what's up. That's tight. Idle Hands, great fucking choice, man. Great fucking choice. So yeah, thank you again to Aaron the Dog. How about I get my horror shits over with, and then we can talk about whatever for a few minutes, and then I'll probably peace out. So, here we go. The comments real quick. Non-binary, I'm out. That's AO11 around. More like D-targeted. Okay, so these are on my horror movie watch list. Now, some movies just kind of go without saying. Like every year, the old lady and I will watch Beetlejuice. We'll watch Addams Family. She loves fucking Hocus Pocus. We'll watch Hocus Pocus at some point. Those are just like, that's like every year, like at Christmas time, you watch Home Alone, fucking, whatever. But those aren't like, that's not on my watch. Like, I'm not looking out for those. Those are just goes without saying. So movies that we did not watch last year that we're going to watch this year. And this is like the ones that I'm going to watch with the old lady. We started these horror franchises. Like Aaron was saying that him and his fiance did that with Child's Play. We kind of did that with Scream and Final Destination last year. So we're watching the second installments this year. Next year will be the third, so on and so forth. Final Destination will end, obviously, at some point. But Scream is still going on. So, yes, I do want to see Scream 6 and Scream 5, but I'm going to pump the brakes on those. Those aren't going anywhere. We need to watch these other ones, too. So, this year will be Scream 2, Final Destination 2, and we are going to introduce Friday the 13th. It's been a while since I've seen it. So, yeah. Now, for 2023, these are some 2023 horror movies that I have not seen that I want to see. Now I'm thinking about it, I need to add a couple to them. Okay. I thought there was another one. Okay, these are 2023 movies that have been released in 2023, horror movies that I've not seen that I want to. One of them I'm going to see this weekend because it's about to leave Peacock. But yeah, I want to see Renfield. It looks like a good time. Evil Dead Rise. I like the Evil Dead. I thought the 2013 Evil Dead was pretty good. Like I don't see why. I don't get why people were bitching about that so much. Like I don't get it. Yeah, I like it, and this one looks good too, and it got pretty good reviews. So I want to see the new Evil Dead and that new M. Night Shyamalan, that new M. Night Shyamalan, that new M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, that looks good. Batista, hell yeah, bo. It's got Batista. Hell, fuck yeah.
Bet your ass. No, it does look pretty good. It got pretty decent reviews, so I kind of want to see that. And yeah. Now I do need to add a couple here. I need to add Aaron's Rex. Knock at the Cabin. Wait, those might not be. Are those 2023? I think so. Actually, I think so. Hold on. Let me just double check. I'm checking on Birth, Rebirth, and then Becky and Wrath of Becky. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I had to fucking Becky. Okay, oh yes, dude. Yes, I've been wanting to watch this. Yes. With Kevin James, where Kevin James is like the fucking neo-Nazi dude. Yes, and she yeah. Okay. Fuck yes. Okay, that's a 2020. Okay, that's yeah. 2020 Becky, Wrath of Becky. That's number 2, and Birth, Rebirth. Birth, Rebirth. Great. So that is a 2023. Nice. Okay, Birth, Rebirth. Knock at the Cabin. Birth / Rebirth. Now is Wrath of Becky a 2023 Wrath of Becky? Yes, that is a 2023 Wrath of Becky. Ooh, 86, great. All right. Wrath of Becky. Name's Becky. All right. There we go. Okay. Updated. Updated. Yes. Okay. So those are 2023 horror movies that I want to see, have not seen yet. And these are movies that have come out that I have not seen, period, that have been out for a while, some of them for decades. And I know I should have seen 1 or 2 of these already, but I'm going to this year, by God. I'm going to watch all of these movies. I've been given a homework assignment. I'm going to complete it. I'm going to be a good fucking pupil. I'm going to be a good student for once in my fucking life, because I always was kind of a half-ass student. So, yeah, that's the updated 2023. I have not seen these. I know. The Fog is a classic, John. Oh, damn. Classic John Carpenter. I know. I haven't seen it. All right. I'm sorry. I haven't seen X or Pearl. I know they're awesome. Aaron and even Jack and some other people have been telling me they're sweet. I know. All right. I'm going to fucking watch it. I'm going to watch X and Pearl. Pearl, I think came out last year, right? Was Pearl this year or last year? I know it was recent. It was like it was like a prequel, a sequel, but a prequel. Pearl, 2022. That's what I thought. Okay. Haven't seen these. Okay, I'll add Pearl to this. X, edit, X. Pearl. And yes, I know Cabin in the Woods is awesome. I know it's a fresh take on, it's like a subversion or a parody, whatever. I know. It's good. I've seen clips of it. I need to see the whole thing. People have been telling me to watch it for years, so I'm going to. All right. So here we go. This is my watch list. Updated with Aaron the Dog Powers. With the misses, we're going to continue these franchises. Like I said, we watch Beetlejuice every year, Addams Family, Hocus Pocus. Like, yeah, we watch that every year. But we're going to continue these. I already know, will not watch The Fog or X or Pearl with me. I think she'll watch Cabin in the Woods. I'll probably get her to watch Cabin in the Woods with me. But I'm going to watch that. And then these are 2023 ones that, like I said, Birth, Rebirth, Wrath of Becky. I need to watch Becky first, but I'm going to. Oh, yeah. Okay. Becky. Cabin in the Woods. Becky. Here we go. Okay. So, yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 13. Friday the 13th. New horror movies to watch. Some of which are reviews. It's been a while since I've seen Final Destination 2 or what's the fuck? Scream 2. It's a good one though. All right. Once again, these are Aaron the Dogs. All right. And yeah, there you have it, boys. That about does it. Wraps are all up. And it was a pretty good story, too. That was a good time, man. That was a good time. Thank you to everyone that came through. Had a few people in here. I knew it wouldn't break the internet, but thank you to everyone that did come through. That was all I was really hoping for. So I hope the people that did come through got some good movie recommendations. The people that did come through, just consider, you already know that you're, a movie head, film buff, whatever. So I hope you got some good recommendations, some good content out of that. Tidy little cast too, man. It was a sick cast and it was a tidy one at that. Going to come in under an hour and a half. I like that. And it definitely wet my whistle. And yeah, I think, in fact, we're going to come back next week and talk some more movies, and we'll do it for a little bit longer, and we will kind of start to maybe hone in on a particular movie or two or a genre or whatever. I'll have to brainstorm with Aaron about it, but this was a good time, and again, shout out and thank you to him. And check out his new channel too. Why We Love Horror. I'm a noob, man. Like I've seen a lot of classic horror movies, but there's some that I haven't seen. And I definitely have not seen a lot of the newer ones in like recent years. Like I still need to see the Terrifier movies. I still need to see, what was another one that came out that everybody talks about? There's been a bunch of, like, I'm not a horror head. I like horror. I like a well done horror movie. I loved Hereditary. It was fucking unnerving as a motherfucker. Midsommar was good too. Really want to see Beau is Afraid. So yeah, man, I definitely appreciate good horror. I'm just not as well versed as one Aaron the Dog. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for that, for content on that channel. And this eye candy, shout out District Cannabis, is really making my mouth dry. The salt from the pretzels makes my mouth dry. So yeah, man, I think I'm going to get up out of here. Pack another bowl. The water has gotten funky in the bubbler, so I'm just going to turn to the chalice, repack this thing, and any final thoughts, parting words? Anybody in the chat? Any movies you want to recommend? Any horror movies for 2023? The fall season is upon us. The leaves are changing. Things are getting a little spooky out there. All Hallows Eve is but weeks away. 'Tis the season to get horrific. Like I said, I'm not a horror movie head, but when in Rome, you know, your boy appreciates a good horror movie. And yeah, again, thank you, Aaron the dog. Show me the way, my dude. Teach me, bro. Teach me. But yeah, like, there's not many like classic horror movies that I haven't seen. I've seen The Thing. I've seen Alien. I've seen Suspiria. I've seen The Shining. You know, if there's like a classic famous one, I've probably seen it. But like, I'm not like, there's some movies that like the people, they're trying to think of the person that I know that knows, like, I'm definitely not like on a King Gore level. Shout out to Corey. I'm not like King Need Gore. There's just that dude, like he is horror. He just is. He like, that's what he does. And like Aaron, like those are like horror masters, man. I'm not on that level. I need to be taught. I need to be taught the nuances, the particulars, I need the gems. But I definitely appreciate a good one when I see it. For sure. And yeah, I would agree. I would say, like, of the new horror directors that I've heard of, yeah, Ari Aster. He's one of the new masters of horror, for sure. And yeah, like you said, Cronenberg, man, nobody does body horror like Cronenberg. Carpenter, yeah, with The Thing, of course, but consistently, nah, man, that's David Cronenberg. Even in his like crime thrillers, like there's some pretty nasty body horror, like the coffee mug, the shattered coffee mug across Stephen McHatty's face in A History of Violence, pretty nasty. And Eastern Promises. There's some pretty gruesome, like, slit throats in Eastern Promises as well. But yeah, Cronenberg, like The Fly, Videodrome, Scanners, like all that shit is no. I've seen those too. Like, I'm not Mr. Body Horror. There does get to be a point where I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. Like, I'm not Mr. Gore. Like, there does get to be a point where it's like, that's a little like, it just, yeah, I can't handle it. It's just like, that makes me want to throw up. That's nasty. Like, that's gross. Like, yes, to a certain point, the impact is visceral. Body horror is like, oh my God, can you imagine if that happened? Like, yeah, I get it. But like, there's a certain point where it's like, so I'm not, there's only so much of that. Like, I'm not a horror master, dude. I have limits, but yeah, I definitely, am always open to a good one. I appreciate a good scare, a good chill, a good, like, unsettling, like Hereditary. Like, that shit will stick with you after you watch it. The ending of Hereditary, yeah, pretty haunting. That's a little more up my alley. Fucking ridiculous. Ooh, that's funny, dude. Fucking Airbud Part 2. If someone can tell me what Airbud Part 2 is without looking it up, I don't know what it is, but just, that'd be funny. God. Oh, man. fucking Angels in the outfield. Air Buddies. Oh my God. Airbud 2 back up there. I don't fucking know. I know they made a sequel though, and it was some corny fucking like little play on word shit. I just can't remember what it was called. Fucking Airbud. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. You know what, y'all get the fuck up out of here. Get out of my sight. Here's how it went down. You came in. You're fired. You're fired. Get out of my sight. Yeah. Fucking Muppet, you'll do nothing. Nah, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm stoned. I have other things to do, and yeah, I'm gonna save my breath for next week. Come back next week. I'm gonna bring Aaron the dog back on here. We're gonna talk some more movies. I'm gonna see what he what kind of content he wants to bring forth to bless you characters with. But nah, man, seriously, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna get the music going. I'm gonna peace out. God damn it, I said it was gonna be an hour and a half too. Now it's over. Typical 2 cents yakking away, losing track of time. All right. Y'all know what that sound means. That means get lost. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here until next time. All right, man. Wonderful return, dude. The return of TC's Entertainment Center could not have come back in a better way. Shout out to my dude Aaron the dog. Now with a new YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check that out. I will put it up in the put it up on the screen one last time as I play us out here. But yeah, man, check out his new YouTube channel. Why We Love Horror. I'm anxiously awaiting the first content on that, first video, whatever. So shout out to him. Wish him all the best with that. And yeah, man, thanks again to him for coming on. This was a good time. We'll do it again. We will do it again next week, my dude. That's what I was trying to say. Now, again, thank you to everyone that came through. Had about 3-4 people up in here. Hey, man, that's about what I expected, honestly, and I appreciate it. So yeah, spread the word. We'll be back next week. We're gonna talk more movies. Anybody you know that likes to, talk movies or want some good movie recommendations, particularly from him, as far as horror for sure. Come back next week, man. Find out what we will discuss. And yeah, I will be back Friday on this channel. I think I said I was going to. I probably will. I think I said I was going to do it. I may have. So yeah, I'll come back. Maybe do another little Vegas 80 preview. Talk a little, because I want to talk a little Canelo and Charlo, and little kind of we'll do another like state of the division or something. Kind of just talk UFC in general terms, and not so much the flim-flammery mookie dookie that's been going on lately. But nah, man, shout out again to Aaron the dog. Check out his new channel, Why We Love Horror, on YouTube. I'll put all the information up on the screen. Thank you again to everyone that came through. I'll be back Friday, and I'll be back with one ATD next Wednesday. Should be around the same time, but I will double check with him, and then I will let y'all know. Shout out to the Dome group chat in the whole wide world. Y'all are the best, man. I'll be back. This has been just my 2 cents. Catch you boys on the next one. Peace!